love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurting, yes, I'm jealous.
We are here. Welcome back to Food for Your Thoughts. It's your host Shadi, and we are here with beautiful Brianna. I know her as Breezy. Yeah. So she's a working woman. Stop. Multifaceted individual. She's always been planning events, and now she finally has her own brand, and she has her own studio. So we're gonna get into it today. Teach you guys the ropes on how to be an entrepreneur, own your own studio, being a creative, all of that.
Okay, yeah, so basically, Neighbors, we are located on 135 Erie Street in Jersey City, New Jersey. The space is gorgeous. I'm not the only studio here. There's multiple. It's a great place to make new connections and meet new people. The reason why I started this is because I'm born and raised in Jersey City. And besides, the basics like going to school for art and besides just me, my bad.
No, you're good. I was like, wait.
It was mostly, I'm really big on community, and community is so important to me, and I'm very, adamant on it takes a village. So I wanted to create a safe space for artists and creators where they could do their work and experience their passion and tackle their projects, old projects, new projects at an affordable cost. So that's I like to put emphasis on that. So by affordable, I mean almost 9 out of 10 times free. All of our events have been free, events that people need help curating, or even photo shoots. If it's, obviously, we want to make a living too. If it's not free, it's hey, do you have a budget? If your budget is $10, we'll work with it. So the point is just, giving space to locals and artists, and that's artists on all platforms, not just painting. Right now there's singers upstairs.
There's an event going on right now.
Yes.
So we're in a whole different studio.
I know, yeah. So yeah, it's just, I'm all about giving back in community, and I wish that when I was younger I had a space to do this, because it's not common, and life in the world is expensive. We were just talking about that, and it's I had my own small business, a cup, in 2020, and looking for places to make content, looking for places to rent out, looking for places to create. It was damn, this is expensive. And I'm very big on if I work with you once, I feel I'm very street smart. So it's yo, eye for an eye. I got you, got me, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And I wasn't really feeling that sense anywhere. So I feel I had to just
create a space for what you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Right, yes.
And we're right near a school, so
yes, we are.
We're gonna be the kids, putting the kids on as well.
Yes, I love that you said that. I love that you said that, because I want to emphasize, of course, our age. In our 20s, of course, we want us creatives to do what we do, eat the rich, we want to grow. But I went to school for teaching. So I love the kiddies. So we're doing so much work with the kiddies, and I think we'll do more when it's nicer out, because we've only been here since October. So we haven't even experienced nice weather. And we're right by a park. You have to see it. I didn't even show you.
I was about to say, I think I walked by it.
Yes, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's Hamilton Park in Jersey City. If you're not familiar, come by.
And the view in the studio that Breezy has.
I love it. Yes. No, it's great. So I definitely do want to. We only had one event with kids once. I literally covered my whole studio in canvas and plastic, and they were just going crazy. It was awesome.
Y'all, these spaces are needed.
Yeah,
especially in Jersey.
Yes.
New York has a lot of spaces like this, but Jersey.
Yeah, and I feel now too. I don't know if anyone knows, but if you're into education, or I don't know if you have family in the education system, they're not big how when we were back then. They don't have art like that anymore, or music. They just don't care. And I'm
and then
so important.
Why these kids are running around crazy?
Yeah, I'm mad, and it's really sad. So
they need
that's important too. Yeah, exactly. They need a creative outlet. No, schools don't do that anymore. So I'm I feel I'm at a perfect place, and the school that is down the block is a public school. So it's I'm excited to have all these ideas, because again, I want to use the park, I want to use the weather, just a lot. There's a lot, again, for you too. I'm telling you, this place is filled with networking. I always say, if you come to the studio, don't just come to mine. There's so many people to meet. There's there's even like moms and dads here who have studios. There's moms and dads who own studios here because it's closer to their kids.
Now, can you please tell the audience,
Yeah,
how are you balancing being an entrepreneur, still working full time?
So I'm. It's a blessing and a curse. But honest answer, what month is it? It's January, about February. So we've only been in the new year for a couple days. Prior to the new year, I would have been like, oh, I balance it so well. Like, I'm free spirited. I'm this and that. I was not balancing it well. I was exhausted. I was actually working 2 jobs and my studio. I was working from 10 in the morning to 2 in the morning, going to the studio, doing it all over. I was doing that like 4 nights in a row. And my social life was like, I worked in the nightlife. Like, I was a server and bartender. Local too, like a few blocks away from here. So it was perfect. So I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'm exhausted, but I'll make time for my studio at 2 in the morning. So my social life was like, oh, me and my homegirl are going to go have a drink. And it's like, that is not healthy. Like, being up till 3 in the morning, I'm all for chasing your dreams, but rest is so important.
Ooh.
So I was telling you this, I just left my bartending job. I left that job.
Did that take a weight off?
What? I feel so, at first I was stressed because I'm very like, I live alone, you know, I do, besides living alone, you don't even have to live alone, like, to understand how costly things are. So I was a little nervous, like, damn, that's a big source of income, you know, like, that's my bread and butter. I've been in the service industry for years, but I'm like, you know what, sometimes you have to sacrifice, you have to make sacrifices, right? So it took the biggest weight off. I'm resting, like, I'm sleeping in when I can. I'm like being nicer to myself, to my body. I told you the other day, yesterday I was in the studio from 1 in the afternoon to 8 at night, but it just felt so good. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, before I was like, oh my God, I have to rush, I have an hour because I have to go to work at 2. It was like, I'm so at ease, I'm so calm. So I'm balancing it because I had to take something, I had to remove some things. So now I'm balancing it very well. I make sure I don't overwork myself. And I'm always in my studio, but because I love it. Like, I love being here. I love when people come, even if it's just to like sit in silence or to come up with ideas. Like, when I feel like when you're in Neighbors, you just get all these like sparks just fly. I don't know what it is.
When I got here, y'all, everybody was cool, introduced ourselves. Actually, who's the person running the event?
Melissa
was like, who is she?
Yes, I know. It's I love that. Yes, because you can't, again, just the world we live in, that's not common. You walk into a place and people are like, you know what's crazy? I remember you being on the Kane radio. Do you remember that?
Y'all, that's how it started.
I remember that. Like, whenever I was so happy. Oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. I've been emotional all week. It's crazy to see, you know, like, it's like full circle. Like, I love that I'm seeing my people do well. We do, yes. Like, I literally remember you being on the radio and like doing I don't know the right words, but you would be in like MSU, just doing like all the tech, like talking, networking. Oh, I love it. I get like goosebumps.
It's so crazy because we always knew we would all flourish.
Yes.
Like, it was certain people you just knew, like, they're gonna get to it, they're gonna do it.
Right. I love that. Yes. Always one of them. No, and it's a really good feeling, and I think it's important too for like the brown and black community. Like, it's not, that's
we don't have time to be complacent, and
I love that, right? And it's so cool seeing like, yo, you're really doing it. Like, we're doing what we
and had no clue to turn into this. No. Okay, I don't want to get too ahead of you. Mm-hmm. It's giving global.
Stop! I love that. So the way I think of when you ask like, where do you see Neighbors? Right now, like, we have a physical space, right? So Neighbors was created in 2022, but we got this space 2023. So it was already community, and we used to have events outside of this location. I like to call this our hub. So people affiliate Neighbors like, oh, the studio, right? Which is beautiful. Like, it's a blessing. I love that. But for me, it's like the name, because the name is like everything, right? So Neighbors, I see it. Like I said, I've been in the restaurant industry for as long as I can remember. Just hospitality overall. I see Neighbors being, without giving away like all the juices, just a bigger platform and a bigger place. I want it to be like, oh, we're in, God knows where it's gonna be. You need to come to
Hoboken, New York.
Right, you need to come to Neighbors. Like, that's what I want. That's my goal. Like, I want it to be the place that you want to show off, or you want to take your significant other, someone special. Like, I want it to be the name. I want it to be a spot, and I want it to be like everyone knows, everyone wants to be there. I want people to feel like welcoming. I want people to want to come back. So yeah, it's the name.
But whether you notice or not, that's what's happening right now. But there's couples here.
Yes.
There's single people here.
Yes, I love
There's
that.
people that are just here with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's already happening.
Yes. Oh,
so you're
amen.
evolving.
Yes, thank God. And like I said, we've only been here since October.
Which is crazy.
It is. It's so crazy. Our open house was literally like September 29th. October, I was harassing, thank you, I love you all who's watching this. I was harassing all my friends. And we would play we would go to the studio and I'd be like, okay, pretend you're painting. I'd be like, pose, pretend you're singing, pretend you're drawing something for content on my website. Yeah. So that was all October. So our first real event was in November. So we've really been open. That was
use what you can.
Yeah.
With what you have until you have more.
I love that. You got to run that back. That was good.
What's your advice to the young people, the upcoming generation? To the young generation, what's the advice you have for them?
I don't want to be cliche. I'm trying to really think of like real. First thing that came to my head, honestly, find naturally, organically a mentor, because I feel like I have a lot of mentors. One of them is Carol. She's a great. If you're watching this, I love you so deep. She's a great. She's like, I met her through a family friend. She's not even family, not even blood related, but that is someone like, hey, I have this problem. What do I do? And she's in her late 40s. So my mentors are actual people who have experiences. My dad, best mentor ever. Business-wise, I call him anytime I need him. I think mentors are important because being young and having a business, it's like you're going to go through a lot of stuff, and even though you want to talk to your friends and your girlfriends and your significant other, it's like you need real advice from people who have gone through it. So definitely mentor and definitely rest.
Oh,
like I said,
we can't be the hustle culture, y'all. We'll be burnt out before 30.
Yes, I agree. And again, if we had this conversation, I swear to God, if we had it a month ago, I'd be like, hustle, do this, do that, do everything. You're 20. Yeah, grind. I'm all for the grind, but I feel like if you pay your dues with grinding, which is what, like, obviously don't be a bum. You got to work for what you got. Right. I worked my ass off. Sorry, I don't feel allowed to curse.
No, it's okay.
But rest is important. I tell my I have friends now who are like, nah, like this year I'm about money, I'm about grind. Good for you. I support you. I have you 100%. But I paid my dues. I'm going to be 26 years old. I'm like, it's time to rest in a strategic way, like in the right way. Like obviously I'm working, still have to do what I have to do, but none of that, what you say, like burnout. Like I'm not burning myself out anymore.
Y'all will be on the
that's a real thing
to health problems.
No, it's a real thing. I swear to God, my anxiety was crazy. I was exhausted. I'm not happy-go-lucky, but I think I have good enough energy. Like when I walk into a room. And it was to the point that I was like so tired that my attitude was crappy. Like I noticed the way I reacted to things, and it's like, girl, that's not cute. Like go take a nap. So yeah, that'd be my advice: mentor and rest, please. It's so important, especially if you're younger than me. Yeah.
And some of y'all can do it, like by all means.
Yes.
But then you also might have the resources. It's always a story behind.
I agree with that.
Grind.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I found the studio because of the grind. I would work and I would always look for events and wanting to support people. Like that's always me. Like I support anyone, especially locally. And one of my friends I think they posted like they were having a show or something and it was here. And then they had an open studio and I was like, oh, perfect timing.
Now, do you rent the
yes.
studio?
Yeah, we rent it.
Would you like to own it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I would like to own this whole building.
Stay tuned because
I would like to
be in her name.
I want to be the director. Yes,
period.
Absolutely. That's where I see it too. Again, hence the name Neighbors. Like this is like a little, and also like I don't know if this is advice, but take your brand serious because like
show up.
You
show up.
Yes,
you want to see yourself, and I can see that.
Yes, I agree.
Breezy means business. Yes. Breezy was like, just give me a few minutes. I got some stuff to do. Hang out. We'll get to the interview.
Yes.
That's real.
Yeah. So definitely, yeah. Because I had to, like I said, I left my second job because it's like, why am I trying to fit in Neighbors to my schedule? That needs to be it needs to be embedded in my schedule. If I felt like I wasn't taking it serious. So that comes with like LLCs, right? investors, 501(c)(3)s. Like, you need to take your stuff serious. Don't just have a business and just like,
it is what it is.
Yeah, don't treat your business like a project
or a side hustle.
Because that's not what it is. If you're dedicated to something and you want to see it grow, you don't see the money until later.
You won't. Y'all will not see that money.
Yeah, because you just keep putting in, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. And then you will reap what you sow.
Oh, period. So, this is good. I can't wait till Mommy's back and see all of it.
You will reap what you sow. Y'all, this has been a pleasure.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Breezy opens everybody with welcome arms. She says, come whenever, do whatever, just come. Be here.
Yes, please. 135 Erie Street.
Jersey City.
Yes, Jersey City, New Jersey. Follow us on Instagram, Neighbor Studio. Our icon is a red chair.
And I'll put that in the information on the bio so y'all can
follow,
support.
Yes, come, please. And tell her to come. I'm glad you said that. Please, we want people to come. Yeah. If you need a creative outlet, if you don't know where to start, if you want to start a business, if you want to start, I don't know, drawing again. If you want to start anything, just come. This is the place to start. And again, like I said, it has nothing to do with money. We don't want your money. We just want you to have a spot to chill in, your little creative hub.
Stay tuned.
Oh, I'm so happy. I love you. Give me a hug.
For your mommy, I know you want to be somebody, even if you got to leave somebody. Yes.